think I'm gonna sit so I can like keep repeating cameras here, but if you want, let's go somewhere. Do you want this spot? And I'll sit behind you.
You just slide right in here between the two of us, right?
Can I stand here? All right, ready? The same shirt. That's fine. Okay.
Did you hang up on me? Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to get. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here, and we appreciate your assistance in helping us get the word out as we're dealing with what has become a very extended situation on Watson Boulevard involving a significant water main issue. Just to give you a little background so you know who we all are and what we're dealing with, I'm James Drinkard, Jamesdrinkard. I'm the city administrator. Here to my left, from at the far end, is Craig Clifton. He is our public works director. Next to him, Monty Walters. Monty is our utilities director. Here we have Craig Woodyard. Craig is head of our stormwater operation, and then on the far end is Ron Smith. Ron is over the water division within our utilities department. I'm going to walk you through a little bit of background, then we'll give you a current update, and then we'll take questions. So the situation that we're dealing with, we are approximately 48 hours in now, and that is not anything that we expected. We thought we were dealing with a relatively typical water leak. The situation began approximately 1:30 on Tuesday with the report of essentially a pothole in a lane on Watson Boulevard. Our stormwater division went out to take a look at that and discovered that we had something much more significant. We had a sinkhole developing. We shut down the lanes, and by about 2:30, our utilities group was on site and had taken control of the situation, and we're coordinating with the Georgia Department of Transportation for lane closures. By 3 o'clock, we had issued initial notification to media and had also begun working with Public Affairs Division at Robins Air Force Base to coordinate, because by that time we knew we would be dealing with an overnight closure that would likely extend into the morning and impact commuters coming into the base, which is obviously significant traffic on Watson Boulevard. Our utility crews, in conjunction with especially our public works crews, have been on site out there for a full 48 hours. Nobody has gone home. So we are working in rotations. We're trying to rest people as we can as we deal with this situation. Ultimately, what we have is a large water main that was installed around 1960. So we're dealing with a 60-year-old pipe. Since that time, Watson Boulevard has been expanded, and so the pipe ended up today about 30 feet below ground with a box culvert on top of it that was installed by the state as part of the expansion of Watson Boulevard. So it took us a lot to dig down to actually find that pipe, because in the 1960s, nobody was recording where those pipes were. So we didn't have drawings to work from, we didn't have maps to work from, we just had to get in and start digging. As you start thinking about putting people in the ground to do this work, and you've got them 30 feet down, we obviously had to reinforce the hole that we had to dig so that we could ensure the safety of our workers. That delayed some things as we were waiting for some forms to reinforce the sides. We have had a series of complications, and that has significantly extended this situation. That began with the identification of a large natural gas force main that is located in close proximity to the water line. That means that we cannot put large equipment on top of it. So we're having to dig from the roadway down and have to do some handwork as well. We've also dealt with situations such as the inability to get concrete delivered on the site initially due to just unavailability of concrete from the concrete suppliers, mainly because their drivers, who are all CDL drivers, had reached their maximum driving time and had to be rested. So initially we were hearing we would not get concrete until Friday. But that would mainly impact the road repair. Our belief last night was that we would be turning water back on this morning to at least the majority of our customers by about 8:30. And around that time, we did, in fact, turn water on, at which point we discovered another issue that was up pipe, and it was forcing the water back. So we had to turn everything back off and our initial plan for how we were going to resolve the issue is no longer viable. As a result, the repairs that are underway now have us anticipating that water restoration should be about 8 o'clock tonight. We currently have somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 customers potentially impacted. Of that, about 350 are residential customers. That has been our primary concern. Obviously, we have customers out there who have been without water service for 48 hours, and that is a significant concern. So that has been our total focus to this point, is getting that water restored. Recognizing, however, that we may have some individuals who are homebound in that area and maybe running short of bottled water and other options, we are putting some things in place. We will release later today, if it begins to look like we will not hit that 8 o'clock time frame for restoring water, we will be releasing a number that homebound residents who are impacted by this water service interruption can call, and we will deliver bottled water to them. We ask, however, and we're going to hold that number for now, because honestly we're still setting some things up, but we are going to really rely on the public, and we would ask your assistance in stressing this, that only those residents who are truly homebound, who cannot get out and get to a store or get assistance from a family member or neighbor in getting to the store to get bottled water, only those residents call that number when it's released. Our supply that we can bring to the issue is somewhat limited, and we want to make sure it gets to those who truly have need. So that is our current situation, and at this point, we'll be glad to take any questions.
Mr. Drager, one question that I have is, you mentioned the pipes on Watson Boulevard, they're over 60 years old. Is that a concern with other big roads in this area, such as Russell Parkway and things like that, or is it just specifically on Watson Boulevard?
So like a lot of cities throughout the state and the nation, we do have aging infrastructure. 60 years old for metal pipe is not necessarily a concern. We believe that some of what we're dealing with is a complication dealing with the box culvert and some other things, putting additional pressure on that section of pipe. But let's be honest, anytime you're running a water sewer system, you're going to have breaks, you're going to have leaks. It's just part of running those systems, and we have to respond to them. But we aren't over concerned about having infrastructure that we believe is at risk. We believe that for the most part, we are dealing with the usual wear and tear and operation of a water sewer system. Yes, ma'am.
You were kind of saying that there were 350 customers residential affected. Can you speak on how many businesses are being affected?
So when we look at it, and it's not something that we can tell we have exactly X number of customers impacted at this time. It's a little different than an electrical utility. We have potentially up to 700 within the geographic area that we believe is impacted. About 350 of those are residential, so the balance, let's say it's 300, would be business interests or other types of customers. So I will go ahead and address a question that you may or may not ask, but it's certainly one that we are getting asked from our residential customers especially. We have already begun taking questions from the public. Will we prorate their water bill? The answer to that is no, we will not, and here's why. There is not water flowing through the water meters serving their residences, right? Without water flowing through the meter does not turn, so it naturally prorates because water is not being used. So the city will not prorate, but it will naturally occur because there is no water flowing through their meter.
8 o'clock is a good time to think it's going to happen today?
We are pretty confident in that 8 o'clock. This, of course, assumes that we don't have another unexpected curveball. We've had a couple. Now, we think that our bad luck on this should have run out. Monty told me he found a lucky penny out there, so we should be good. But we do believe that 8 o'clock is a reasonable expectation at this point.
The water is, can they drink it or they have to boil it?
Great question. So once water service is restored, there will not be a need for residents or businesses to boil water. And there's a lot of detail as to why that is, but there is no need to boil water. What everyone should expect, there may be air in the lines, so when you first turn that faucet on, it may make some noise, it may spit, it may cough at you, you may see bubbles. The water may first appear a little cloudy. That's not dangerous by any means, and it is to be expected. So what our recommendation to residents is turn that water on. Once the water is restored, turn the water on. Let it run for 2 to 3 minutes. That will flush the line of any remaining air. The water will clear up and everything will be normal.
Just to clarify, I know you said that about 700-ish people are having service interruptions. Does that mean that they have no service or it's intermittent?
So right now they have no service.
So they have not had any water?
That is correct. Since we turned the water off, Monty, Ron, what time was it exactly we turned that water off? Do you remember?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. on Tuesday. So they have been without water service since 6 p.m. Tuesday. We actually anticipated that we would have water service restored on Wednesday, which is why we are making these announcements today, because there has been a lot of twists and turns. So we want to get the most recent information out, especially as it relates to when water service can be expected. Yes, ma'am. Any additional questions? Yes, sir.
In what ways can the city kind of prevent this from happening?
There is no way that the city is ever going to be able to prevent all pipe breaks and water leaks from happening. It's not possible. There is routine maintenance that we do. We do it, there's pipe inspections that we do. We'll be looking and always will be looking for ways that we can improve those programs. But unfortunately, if you run a water sewer system, you will have leaks, you will have breaks.
Where can we expect an update? Will this be on Facebook? Will it be sent by email to us? Like, where can people expect to see an update of some sort?
Perfect question. So please watch the city's social media as well as our website for updates, but we will also be issuing updates via media releases. So Ms. Mandy Stella, our PIO, will be keeping you updated as well. And we'll provide you, if we get close to that time and we aren't confident in that 8 o'clock restoration of service, we will then also provide you with that number and ask that you help us get that information out as well. Any additional questions? Yes, sir.
I know you said that y'all been working around the clock, nobody has a new home. What are the safety steps? Are y'all concerned about safety from overworked people making mistakes?
Sure. So we're always concerned about safety. We have been doing what we can to rest individuals, to cycle them, and I'm gonna ask Monty to step up. He and Ron are actually the ones on scene, and they can speak better to exactly what they're doing to ensure the safety of our employees. Monty?
So we have normal work days and we have normal on-call people. So as the day went on, we brought the on-call people in, and they took over and worked all night. As the new people come in the next morning, they'd rested from the day before they took over, and we relieved most of them. Some of them wanted to stay. They wanted to be a part of it. They wanted to get the experience. We got a lot of new employees, and they see it as a challenge and a learning experience for them, and we do too. So we let them stay to the point, if we start seeing them maybe falling asleep or being tired or whatever, we send them home then. So most of them that stayed, it was voluntary. They wanted the experience. They wanted to learn. They wanted to be a part of helping us fix it. But a lot of them we sent home because they'll be on call, not just for water, but we have sewer and gas calls too. So we have to keep that group fresh for other calls too, which we still have, not just this issue, but we have other ones. So we have to try to stay staffed. But with the help of Public Works and Stormwater, if Stormwater wouldn't have found this when they did, someone called in, somebody could have died. You know, that cave in under there, you could have parked 3 or 4 cars in it. So that was all underground, underwater, coming out in the ditch, 30 foot below the road, and they found it. So they got us involved, so it's pretty cool.
Additional questions? Wow, and I only had to go to the experts once. Yes. Yes.
Anyone that can talk about like the work they've been doing, like once they found it, like as if they had to go.
The very specific information. You want it? Ron?
The initial break that we located was on a 12-inch cast iron main. Our initial plan was to put a repair clamp on that section without interfering with the flow of water. That's how we had normally done it. But as we dug down 30 feet to uncover it, it happened to be underneath a box culvert and about 4 feet behind the guardrail off Watson Boulevard. We couldn't get it safe enough to put any of our people in there. And once we located that, then we started looking for other opportunities. That's when we shut the water off at 6 p.m. And that's when we came up with the idea of putting valves on both sides of the break, shut the valves off, and bypass that water, because both sides of that water is dual fed. So our water supply will not be affected, and it's just we won't have that area. And then at a later date, we'll redesign that, and then we can initially put it back together.
Thanks. Okay. Please be on the lookout. We will provide additional updates as soon as they are available. Thank you all for joining us today.